tattoos running down her right arm. "Do you know where we can find Cessy Castillo?" The bartender drank from a shot she'd poured herself. The glass knocked loudly on the wood when she set it down. Her voice was guarded when she spoke. "You know what she looks like?" The other cop shook his head. "Her neighbor just told us she'd be here." "Why'd you go to her apartment?" "It's about her husband, Hector Ramirez." The first cop glared at the second. "But we really can't discuss that with anyone but her." The bartender's eyes widened. "Hector? Hell, I'm Cessy. What'd he do?" "You're Cessy Castillo." The bruises Hector had left on Cessy's back and stomach earlier that evening ached. She wondered if a neighbor had heard Hector, called the police. "What did he do?" she asked again. "He died, ma'am," the second cop blurted out. The first cop, slightly older than his partner, but only in his serious face, the premature stress lines around his hooded eyes, nudged the second. "I'm sorry, my partner's new." "Hector is dead?" For a moment, the pain from her bruises was forgotten. Everything was forgotten. Cessy felt the room darken, her mouth dry. First grief, then relief. The two emotions wrestled inside her like darting flames, each trying to devour the other. "I'm sorry," someone said, one of the cops. Cessy was gripping the edges of the bar. She relaxed her hands, shakily poured herself another shot, drank it. "If you can," the older cop asked, "we'd like you to come with us. We have some questions about your husband." "Yeah? Like what?" Her mind raced to figure out what had happened. Natural causes wouldn't have brought the cops. An accident would have to be suspicious. A killing. "We'd prefer not to discuss the incident here," the older cop told her. Cessy had suspected there was something shady in Hector's life. The way he took phone calls in another room, the late nights when she woke to discover he'd returned to the apartment and was in the shower, but she'd suspected he was having an affair. Had some enraged husband murdered him, or had it been something else? "Okay," Cessy said. She slammed the shot glass down on the bar, called to the back office. "Will, I'm out. Hector's dead. See you tomorrow." The younger cop said nervously, You probably don't want to broadcast." Relief was winning out, the first giddy realization of freedom. "Let's go, amigos," she said. "What are we doing? You need me to identify the body in the morgue?" "We don't do that, just show you the photograph." "Well, damn." Cessy grabbed her purse. The quick move ignited the pain in her back, the pain that would never be there again. "How am I supposed to dance on a photograph?" Chapter 3. Deb kept seeing flashes of men. She first noticed them one morning when she decided to finally clean the house. People had come and gone over the last week, and the house was in disarray. Glasses randomly left on tables and countertops, throw pillows tossed on the floor, clothes tangled under furniture, like a family had fled their home in the middle of the night. Deb straightened out the living room until she reached the mantel over the fireplace. She paused at a picture of her with Kim and Grant. It was from their trip 2 years ago to Hawaii. Kim stood between them, the same uncertain smile Grant had. She'd been given her father's height and, at 16, had already surpassed Deb's 62 inches. Grant stood on the other side of Kim, wearing a polo and shorts and sandals, squinting at the camera through the sun. His arms hung uncertainly at his sides, like a novice actor waiting to be told what to do with his hands, and the polo strained to hold his chest. Back then, he'd always been clean-shaven. It wasn't until the past few months that he'd let his beard grow. Deb could still feel it tickling her face when they kissed, under her fingertips when she touched his cheek. The beard was bristly when it first emerged, then turned flower petal soft. Movement in the picture glass. Deb turned, stared hard through the window behind her, into their backyard. The gate leading into it was open. A man was walking away. Deb watched him until he disappeared, hand over her heart, failing to control her breathing. She tried to remember if she'd shut the gate before she left. Had it been open?